There's one more challenge I want to bring up as well is in this remote hybrid work environment. It's the lack of a boundary, right? In the past, you go to work, you're in work mode, and then you get into the car and you drive, and there's like a 30-minute drive where you decompress and forget about work, or you get frustrated and you let it all out. But by the time you come home, you're now home mode, right? And now that's not there, right? Home is work and work is home, right? And so it's very hard to like be able to transition those modes and know that okay, hey, come sometime, whatever, everyone is different. Now I'm going to log off. I'm done for the day, and I'm going to be a dad, like you said, Sean, right? And help out at home or whatever. It is not so easy because sometimes your brain is still working, and you might be doing something like, "Oh, I have this one more thing I wanted to just finish up," and you run and do it. And I am guilty of that sometimes, but I'm trying my best not to just park it. I'll write a note to myself and then pick it up the next day. But I feel that is a challenge, a real challenge that is there now, right? That was never there before.
That's an excellent point. Have you seen the TV show Severance? Yeah, you should check it out. So, Severance is about a split personality, partition brain. Like when you're working in office, you're a office worker, and then when you leave, you suddenly change into another person. Anyway, so this is a perfect, example of that. And also another thing to add to that, Roshan, is the EPTO thing, like the paid time off, where you have a set number of days that you should use it before end of the year versus the unlimited PTO. I absolutely hate the unlimited PTO
Yeah.
one because you never end up taking it
Yeah.
fully.
Actually, along those lines that you just brought up, the PTO story, right? Unlimited, especially. Another challenge, okay? Another challenge is guilt, right? The guilt that, oh, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. These guys are still busy working. I have already planned this trip, but now should I take it? Stuff that feeling, or like leaving today, I'm leaving early, right? And the team is still working. That guilt, I think when you're younger, you tend to just power through and you be like, hey, I feel guilty. I'm not leaving. Now it is what it is. It's time to go.
So that's a good segue, right? Like, so what strategies that work, right? I can bring out like an example. So you guys know, like I love to travel. So I typically travel or like used to travel quite a lot during the year, right? And anytime I travel, I used to work too, just because of the fact that I travel quite often, right? Like, so I would kind of create that balance throughout. It's not like I'm not enjoying my travel. Like I would use like some downtime or like some carved out time to work on something, so that because I have created that environment for me, it also allows me to travel more often. I've had so many people like walk up to me and say that, hey, like why are you traveling with your laptop, or like why are you working on your vacation? I mean, quite bluntly, I have sometimes told people like, I guess, like, in my opinion, that only applies to people who travel once or twice a year, right? Like, I might travel like once a month, like somewhere. So I don't think there's anything wrong with like kind of creating that type of like a balance. That has given me to kind of balance both sides evenly throughout like a year, right? So that is a strategy I have used over and over.
That is a good one, Yuresh. And I think the point there is everyone's situation is different and it's very personal. And you have to make the right choices for yourself so that you can create that
Exactly.
balance or harmony, right? For me, I what I found over the years, what I found is I like to time box my calendar, right? So I have from my personal to work, it's like, wake up at this time. This is my morning routine. I work out 6 to 7:30 a.m., right? Kids drop off. Then it's like work mode. But I also like you laugh, right? I have time to prepare for the podcast. It's like scheduled. And I think it's important because I know this is the my focus, right? And it helps me because now I know I have one thing I'm supposed to do during this time, and I'm going to do it the best that I can. I'm not distracted with anything else. So I'll like 1 hour I'll prepare for the podcast. So this is the time if I'm going to do the editing, this is the time I'll be doing editing. Or prepare for something else. Things like that. Or even in the night I have this block for like reflection of the day. What did I do? What could I have done better? So that tomorrow hopefully I won't make the same mistakes again. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like my wife laughs at me, right? But it works for me. right?
Yeah, it's so funny because that is a very elaborated kind of like an approach, right? You're going to laugh at this. Like I have done the simplest things to get things done, or like create some kind of like a distraction, even to a smaller detail. Like I love to drink water like throughout the day. Like I need to drink a lot of water.
Me
So
too.
I've had strategies where I don't keep like water next to me, so
Mm,
that will force me to take a break and like go and like have some water. But at the same time, sometimes you forget,
yeah.
right? Because sometimes it's better to keep like have water in front of you. It just comes down to like what works for you essentially.
Yeah, you guys have it really good. I'm learning stuff from you. So, to be honest, I'm struggling in this area. So I'm taking it slowly, little by little. So few things like I think Roshan, you probably recommended like blocking off calendar for focus time. So I'm keep doing that, which is actually helping me. And also, I think Roshan, you do this too. Fridays. So I dedicated Friday lunchtime onwards to actually spend more time with the family. So now we have a weekly routine that actually take the kids out as a family and have a good dinner. So I think these things will try to balance out the things. So my kids know like when I'm working, I'm extremely busy. They expect now on Fridays that I get daddy time. So I wanted to slowly increase that over time.
I like that, man. Good for you. Good for you. One thing that has helped me is I think we all have pretty stressful jobs, right? Is I feel for me now I have to work out in the morning. It's more of not a habit. It's like a discipline now, and it's like a mental thing that if I work out, I feel I have the strength to power through whatever challenge that happens in the day, all the drama, whatnot. And I think it's true when they say, healthy body, healthy mind, or healthy mind, healthy body. That balance is also there. So that has helped me a lot, I would say, over the last couple of years.
It's interesting. When I used to do like a lot of consulting travel, I've seen like different people kind of adapt different strategies, right?
Mm,
So sometimes, I mean, it's like a lot of anyone who travels on work quite a lot can relate to this. Like it's pretty standard that you work like long hours, and then in the evening you would go for dinner with your team, right?
mm, mm,
I know some people who purposely avoid doing that because that forces you to take a break from like being in a similar setting. Yes, like it is not work, but like still like you have been like with this same group of people pretty much like during the day, and like you are there with them in the night too. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in doing that, but like people adapt like different strategies, right? Same way like they would adapt like reading. I know that even Asanka, who travels for work, right? Like, he listens to like podcasts or read a book during his train commute. So something to kind of take your mind off of things, kind of reset, adapting different strategies, I guess.
Another strategy I'm saying, I mean, I read about this stuff all the time, right? How to be better with this kind of stuff. So is this it's this matrix called the Eisenhower matrix. It's importance and urgency. And so when things pop up, you have to make this decision: is it urgent and important? Then yes, you got to do it. If it is important but not urgent, remember my schedule it, right? To get it done at some point. And like, quick, always make these judgment calls. So you're like constantly prioritizing it. And then you hopefully work on the most important things at every single time. I'm not perfect at it. I'm trying.
Sometimes I have seen people while they are working, they're extremely super focused and they're extremely productive. And there are others who are even during the work who are not very responsive. Like those are the ones I have a problem with. Right? These things drive towards our understanding of work-life balance too, because we think about that from our leader point of view. Would he or she feel differently if I didn't respond quickly, like something urgent?
What I do for in that now, Yuresh gave us a great example earlier, right? About because different people have their focus times at different. Like Yuresh is probably in the night, and so that's where he gets a lot of work done, and he sends emails or whatever, right? I think the point he brought up was just because that happens, there's no expectation that there is a response immediately, right? So again, with the strategies, I'm just tying it back to strategy, is being able to set clear boundaries. You could respond saying received, but I'll get back to you tomorrow. That's good enough, right? Now, we don't send a lot of Slack messages. We don't send a lot of emails. We send Slack messages, right? And so sometimes when I get a message from my leaders, I will respond saying, "Yep, I'll get back to you in the morning." Boom, that's it, right? Just to know that I've seen it, act, and I'll get back to you in the morning. And when it's my turn to set, I sometimes get ideas in the night, right? I schedule it. So at like 8 a.m., ping, 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 everything goes